I don't even think y'all understand how much of a gift your presence is. And this is not speaking of your presence as a gift from an egotistical standpoint, but truly getting to see that you are a vessel that holds knowledge, wisdom, information. And with this, you get to act. And you get to find yourself in certain situations where you could give a helping hand to somebody in need without even expecting anything back in return. You become a spiritual friend in need without even knowing it. Welcome to my channel, y'all. I am the common denominator, Dada Dino. Coming live. I come to y'all today with a grateful heart. It's a blessing, truly, honestly. It's a blessing to be able to connect with y'all today. I wanted us to go ahead and start. We're going to be starting something completely different and new. I'm going to call it the Free Mind Chronicles. Y'all about to be getting a whole series. I don't know how long this is going to last for, but I am quite sure that y'all are going to find it interesting. The Free Mind Chronicles. Yes. You see, if you live your life on this planet never thinking or considering yourself to be in bondage or considering yourself to be free, but going about engaging yourself in numerous activities, and you might find yourself fluctuating within yourself. You might find yourself fluctuating, and I'm talking about your moods. Your moods might shift. Sometimes you might find yourself being happy. Sometimes you might find yourself being sad. But then the majority of the time, since you never really think of yourself as being in bondage or being enslaved or being free, you just live your life. And one day somebody comes up to you and tells you that the whole time that you've been living your life, you've actually been enslaved. And they tell you that you've been enslaved to them. And that not until they tell you that you are free, you are forever going to remain enslaved to them. Just imagine. I want you to tap into the power of your imagination and stay with me. I want you to follow me as we're building this. This is the beginning of the Free Mind Chronicles. So when this comes to you, you're going to go through a lot of different thought processes. Now, if you choose to give into the belief of what this person has just projected upon you, you could choose to react in different ways. And if you don't really know what the definition of freedom is, or if you have a limited perception of what freedom really is, you might choose to react in a way that is not necessarily gonna grant you the freedom that you really need, right? You can choose to react violently, take it upon yourself to confront the individual, thinking that upon confronting the individual, you're gonna get the freedom, right? Because they said that you're not gonna get it, not unless they declare that you are free. But if you choose to take a step back and not necessarily get worked up by the words that were projected at you, you now give yourself space and time to analyze the spell. Because that is what it is. It's a spell that is being casted, or that has been casted. Now, whether this individual is right or wrong, the initial point of them projecting that at you has instigated something within you. Now you are questioning your own reality. You're now questioning your own reality, and that is the spell, right? That's how the spell is now working, and you're reacting. If you were smart enough to realize that this is all a projection from another being, from their thought, you can now choose to engage and interact differently. I want us to be aware of the fact that we could live our whole lives thinking that we are free, based off of the fact that we find ourselves in positions, environments that have been tailored in ways that we may feel like we could roam about freely, engage in activities, enjoy amenities. And we feel like we are free, not understanding that the thought process that keeps us within these environments connects to entities who harbor intentions and motives that are not necessarily meant to enable us to manifest the fullness of our potential. And once you truly tap into this and you understand that, you will have to define what freedom is for you. And you will also have to define what enslavement really is. We are going to assume that this individual that came up to you was actually right. And you were able to discover this because the very moment that you decided to rebel and want to manifest your own thoughts and project a reality contrary to what you've been living, you meet a resistance. Yes, you meet a resistance. And upon meeting this resistance, you confront this individual. And they tell you that they already made it very, very clear to you that the only way you could truly be free is if they grant it to you. If you choose to engage in combat, if that is your initial instinct, and you say, okay, well, if I execute this individual, then I could be free. That is a thought, but not calculated, right? And let's just assume that you decide to carry on with that. But you're not seeing that just because you might be free from that individual does not mean that you are now free from the psychological download that you've been operating under the whole time. So now when we're talking about being free, it is not so much about being free from the oppressor, but it is also being free from the mentality that has been instilled, the conditioning that the oppressor instilled in our psyche. You see? So when we talk about freedom, it is very important that we truly define freedom, but not the limited version. We define freedom in a way that it truly enables us to live as free beings on this divine planet, coexisting with each other, understanding the definition of equality, and manifesting the love and compassion that we ought to be able to now leave better examples for the ones coming after us, and to be able to make the best of the resources that we have available. You see? So today I want to ask y'all, have you taken it upon yourself to truly define freedom, or have you just been living under the download of what you believe reality is supposed to be without factoring in the different modes of operation that have been instilled in us that keep us bound to the flesh, right? I'm really not trying to have my videos go too long. Today we're going to be reflecting on freedom and enslavement. When I get to talk to a lot of people about the present system of things, truly there is a lot to be grateful for. But at the same time, a majority of people that I talk to, the working class, do agree that it could be better. And if it could be better, then it should be better. And for us to initiate this betterment, we have to go within ourselves. And we have to now build this bridge starting in thought. We have to build this bridge to be able to rise above the game of the oppressor and even educate the oppressor, because even they themselves in their ignorance are enslaved to different modes of thought within themselves that is not allowing for the true definition of equality to reign as it should. They suffer and they are enslaved to the modes of greed. Yes. And since they are programmed under that vibration, that frequency of thought, of course, their system is going to harbor offsprings of this same thought process. And we can see the evidence of it through lust, through jealousy, through envy, you name it. We can see it. It's very, very evident. If we define freedom as being free from all of these different lower frequencies that keep us at odds with each other, then we realize that it is not so much about condemning the oppressor, but it is more about understanding how to free ourselves from the spell as it is working within the mind. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. I'm gonna cut it right there. I hope y'all were able to follow me. The Free Mind Chronicles. Truly, we could live and roam about the planet and laugh every single day. And we would believe that we have lived a fulfilled life. But if you do not understand the layers that add up to what you are as a being, you might have only been exposed to a mode of living that only got your psyche to be in tune with the physical, not perceiving the generational entrapments that you have now created for those coming after you, just because you were not conscious all the way to factor in the different facets that add up to what it really means for us to be free as spirit beings living in the body. I'm guessing we're just gonna go ahead and call this chapter 1. Yes, let's call this the Free Mind Chronicles Chapter 1. If you've been listening up until this very point, I'd actually appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, my spiritual friend in need. Like the video, share the video, Drop your comments below. I'd like to know what y'all really think. You know what I mean? Share your comments below. Do you feel like you are free as you're living in your body? Do you feel like when you go to work every day and you're dealing with management systems that are not truly yielding to the core values of what they even stipulate in their own employee manual, you grumble and you go back home and you carry the same energy on to your family members? Do you truly feel like you are as free as you really need to be when you cannot just up and shift into a different region and live and be accepted for who you truly are, not like you're going with the intentions to cause trouble? Do you really feel like you are free? If within your own mind you've not overcome jealousy, you're still looking at your own brother, your own sister with a jealous eye. You're still trying to covet your brother's wife behind his back or your brother's property. Do you really feel like you are free if you're still subjecting your mind to a shrine or some type of, object, believing that it has some type of power over the great I am in you? Do you really feel like you are truly free? I don't know. I'm just asking these questions so we can begin to reflect on the reality of the I am presence. Yes. Let's cap it. Let's not go too deep. I want y'all to stay tuned for chapter 2. The Free Mind Chronicles. I am your spiritual brother in need. I am your spiritual friend in need. The common denominator, Dadadino. Coming live, man, really. It's a blessing. Much love. It doesn't hurt to think, right? Let's keep the thoughts going. But let's not just be thinking into the atmosphere. Let us actually use thoughts critically to build bridges that can now bring us back in together to sit at the table, not to fight each other, but to come at a common denominator. Truly, it's a blessing. Y'all stay blessed out there. Thank you for putting a smile on somebody's face. Thank you for spreading the love and the light, because truly, that is what we are. Until next time, much love.